The FNF update has been out for just over a week now, and it was crazy. The update brought us many new songs and blazing of all things, which was such a beautiful change. But there were some things that people missed, things that were just there but no one really noticed. And so today I'm going to be talking about things you might not have seen in the update, as well as talking about some small things that you kind of have to go out your way to look for. And if you're going to like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what detail you think people don't know about. Anyways, enjoy. Here's 2 Easter eggs for the main menu that you might not have even seen. If you press left, right, up, down on the main menu screen, it will start going all rainbow and play Girlfriend's Free, made by Saruki. But that's not the only thing this does. But then if you press Y, your screen will start swaying left and right. What most people don't know is that this stacks. If you spam Y, you're in for a crazy time. Side note, if you have the oldest build that was available, if you use this code, it'll actually show a waveform instead of Girlfriend's jingle. I'm not sure what this is supposed to show, but it's still pretty cool. Did you know in the background of Darnell's week, the traffic that you can see in the background actually abides by law? Every time there's a green light, you see cars zooming past left and right. But when there's a red light, the cars actually stop. This is such a small detail, but I really love this detail. In the files of the update, people noticed that there was something called Boyfriend Fakeout that looked really odd, and no one actually knew what it was. But what this actually is 1 in 4,000 chance that you will get a Boyfriend Fakeout death animation anytime you die. Did you know in Blazin, the rain actually slows down in certain points of the song and the ending? This is such a small detail, but I feel like it adds so much impact to the song.
Now, for some reason, this only works in the Newgrounds version, but Nene's speaker actually reacts to the volume in-game. So if you put your volume all the way down, the visualizer completely stops. Please help me!
Shut up! You know, every time that Pico shoots his gun to shoot one of Darnell's cans, his bullet casing actually stacks up throughout the song. Oh, and if it wasn't obvious, Bebop actually looks at each player depending on whose turn it is. A little bit of trivia that Phantom Arcade had posted on Twitter is actually the inspiration of Boyfriend's voice. Now, the inspiration to Boyfriend's voice is actually V-Ribbon, a really old PlayStation game that's pretty much a rhythm game. Now, these sprites aren't real, and nor is it any kind of trivia, but I kind of wanted to show these because if I had to see it, you had to see it. These are the outcomes of the FLAs going public, and by God, that Nene one is beautiful. Now, this really isn't hidden, but it's kind of unseen since most people don't really die anymore when it comes to FNF. Pico actually has 3 death animations in the Darnell week. 1 for just dying, 1 for blazing, and 1 if you miss the can that Darnell throws at you. It is so cool to have unique deaths for certain situations that most players won't even see, but when you see it, it's really cool. Did you know that pressing F5 on any song will actually restart that entire song?
Did you know that if you stay at the free play menu for a bit, that one of 2 animations could play? One where a TV drops down and boyfriend kicks back and relaxes watching it, while the other one is Daddy Dearest going up behind boyfriend about to do something evil, but then disappears when boyfriend looks back.
In Nene's sprite sheet, there were actually some unused sort of animations. One of her like with a love heart, and one of her doing the sexy face. I don't know what it's called. In the files of the update, when you beat a song, you're taken to the results screen. And at the moment, it is the exact same song and visual, but there are different ones coming, as you can see on screen. But in the files, we actually left the results shit and results perfect. One thing that people don't know is that some of the older songs got touched up, but the one thing people don't know is that Spookies actually has a new animation. It is a new yeah pose for both Skid and Pump and Boyfriend. Remember in the old files, there used to be an image called Week 54, which was like a 3D boyfriend? Well, that actually has lore. Ivan Almighty had posted a thread on Twitter about how he had told Dave it would be hilarious if they did a limited run of little small boyfriends of just around 15. But then FNF took off and they decided to take that concept a bit more seriously. So that 3D model is a remnant of an old figure we could have had. Speaking of Ivan Almighty, if you had pledged for the boyfriend sculpture for the Kickstarter, here's what it looks like. They have actually now shown a prototype of what that looks like now. Did you notice in the first cutscene, whilst Pico's slurping on his juice and eating a burger, he actually walks past a store called 9/11, based off a tragic event that happened. The final cutscene of Darnell's weekend is actually a reference to X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Did you know that one of the guest animators actually snuck in one of the characters for his game inside the first cutscene? It's a little hard to tell, but it's still kind of sweet. Did you know that when you're close to dying in Darnell's week, Nene actually lifts her knife up? She's getting ready to stab you in the back. Speaking of this death though, Pico's death when being stabbed by Nene is actually a reference to a death in Pico's school. Did you know the results screen is actually a reference to Alien Hominid? In the first cutscene, it's shown that Tankman dies, or what most people thought, but Phantom Arcade has gone to state that this is not actually Captain. He says that a lot of Tankmen died during that week, but not Captain in particular. Like I said in the intro, some of the information you have to go out of your way to find, and Phantom Arcade did a stream really early in the morning going over the assets for weekend 1. In this stream, he showed off some cool things, some teasers, and also revealed some information that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, this backing card still needs to get into the game. That's not in there right now. I think right now in the game, because of like issues with blend modes, I think the stereo actually doesn't load right. 'Cause it's supposed to look like this. Can anybody tell me this animation? What do his fingers symbolize here? Can anybody tell me what this symbol is? Why would he do that? Why would he do 2 finger 21? No, it's not 21. 9 plus 10. It's not 9 plus 10. It's not loss. I can kind of see it. I wasn't intending that. No, what? Listen. It's obvious. Come on. Why 2 fingers on one hand? Why 1 finger on the? Come on. It's not loss. It's not loss. Thigh job? No. That's not a 9/11. No, it's not a 9/11 reference. Why has nobody said? Am I just a fool? Am I a fool? No, it's not Fortnite. Do I remember you? That's not the fucking question right now. I'm trying to ask people know what the 2 fingers on vagina and wiener. I mean, it's close. So maybe I'm just. Oh goodness, it was meant to just be 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. It's how is that? Is that? Maybe I fucked up. Maybe I made it too abstract. One person said I knew it. Yeah, right. You fucking knew it. Everybody's saying it's like 21 in Fortnite. This is something that's part, like the free play menu will kind of evolve a bit as time goes on. This will be a future part of like stuff that happens on free play. It'll kind of like loop around here for this part. Frost tipped $3 and said, "Wait, Dave, so is it confirmed that BF lives at the NG office?" Yes, somebody asked about that in a stream forever ago. Where he lives, I didn't want to say because I knew that it was going to be in like a future thing. Boyfriend lives at the Newgrounds office. Though I'd say that in his world, the Newgrounds office is more of just like a dingy apartment rather than like a studio. How many more updates? That I can't say, but it's not exactly a small number. So it's not like there's just going to be like 1 or 2 more and then we're gone forever. After everything I've been through with game dev, I'm always hesitant to give hard numbers on things. But I can say that, like, we're around. You're going to be hanging out with us for a while. Get ready to see some more stuff. Next up, though, not every update is going to be this massive. I should say that. There's the destinations, and there's the pit stops, baby. We hit a major destination with weekend 1. So next up, we've got a couple pit stops. You know, every now and again, you make it to the Grand Canyon, and you stop by a few 7-Elevens. Next up, we got a couple 7-Eleven stops. Mom and Dad are going to get you a Slurpee. Mom and Dad are going to get you a little apple fritter. And then you're back on the road. You're headed to Disneyland. Disneyland is the destination. But right now, you're gonna stop for gas and to get like a Coca-Cola. It's the best way I can say it. 9/11, sorry. Oh, can I beat my meat? Here, hold on real fast. Bamboolin hit the dollar, said, "Hey Dave, your update was sick. You guys did awesome. I missed the stream. You said in a prior stream we'd find out what happened between BF and Pico in an upcoming week. What will be the next one?" So as for like boyfriend and Pico's past, come on, you gotta, come on. You can't have me say that on stream. Come on. I mean, we learned a little bit about boyfriend and Pico in this. I mean, yeah, he saved him during week 7, but like, I feel like this time we kind of learned a bit more about Pico's life, and obviously it wasn't just an easy decision, right? I mean, geez, what must be going on that he'd fucking turn off his friends like that, lose a bunch of money? What kind of guy gives up the bag? The kind of guy who gives up the bag must be, well, I guess his nuts must sag. He must have pretty big balls to do something like that. Blue stop sign tipped $5 and said, "Hi Phantom, not to pry about the freaking lore, But on Newgrounds wall art, Daddy was watching the Weekend Showdown. What's up with that, my dude? Yeah, we'll get into that. Not in the stream. Not in the stream. We'll get into it. Crippy tip $5 said, hello. Any Darnell fun facts? All people seem to ask for is Nene or Pico, so trying to give the guys some love. Darnell fun facts. While they were disassembling A-Bot in the town, just being little fucking menaces, so down for money they were taking out little pieces and selling them. Darnell went into where some of the hydraulic fluid was and tried to use it as lighter fluid to burn down some buildings nearby. And it worked. Second Darnell fun fact, if Pico had creased the shoes, they would not have shook hands at the end. He would have just straight up broken his neck. Dude, these assets aren't even used in the game yet right now. Well, I guess the laughing one is. The laughing one, though, is meant to be when you break a long combo that you have. And then the heart was meant to be when you get past certain milestones of having, like, a huge combo. Nene's sadistic and weird. She can be proud and happy with you sometimes, and sometimes she can just be downright freaking lustful. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. This big hand behind him, right? I completely forgot about that. That's so funny. I was gonna try and have... He was gonna have A-Bot's, like, whole arm behind him. Like, his big-ass fucking arm, like, robot hand behind him. That would move around with him like a stand, almost. But that just was, like, too much. It was, like, too complex. That's why there's this big, weird, chunked-out hand right here. Weekend 1 was already getting to be, like, too much on the art side. I feel like you can really only fit so much crap into these levels. So before they get, like, hard to read or understand. Splatoon Master, that's a humble name. Tip the $1. Hello Phantom Arcade, I really enjoyed the update. I do have a question to ask. When will we see note combo mechanic be added in the update? Yeah, that got cut for temporarily. And I kind of don't even like the one I animated that's in there anymore. I saw like a bunch of people take it after it leaked and use it, and I kind of didn't like the way it looked in action, honestly. So I wanted to rework it. But like that and like a bunch of other stuff will be in the game soon. It's stuff like that that will be kind of in the pit stop updates, I guess you could say. Plus Trap Dev tipped the $1 and said, hey Dave, do we know if Weekend 1 and Monster songs are getting erect mixes? Not when they're coming out, just if they're under consideration. We are absolutely getting those, and I've heard them, and they make me shoot ropes, and I hope one day they make you shoot ropes. Novasar tipped $5. I like Novasar. They said, hi, thank you for more Pico content. Any reason why he's got a scar? As for why Pico has a scar on his stomach, I mean, he's been in a lot of battles, and a lot of people have used knives on him. A lot. But in general, does anybody ever remember there's a certain bathroom that Pico goes into at one point in all of his combat? Does anybody remember who he runs into in a bathroom? Yeah, he didn't make it out of that unscathed. And that's not really the only scar on his body. There's a few people who have left their permanent mark on him. B-Man2306 donated $2 and said, hi Dave, enjoyed the update and had a question of mine. In your opinion, how much % of the game is complete? Man, in general, it is hard to say. Towards base game, probably a little over 60%. Yeah, I feel like I'm happy with how much of the way we are there. Once again, I guess I'm thinking in terms of like art, concepts, and music, but I think that like getting it together in like programming and in code is like way different from like actually having art and music done. So if I were to factor that in, that would probably change it. I'd say in terms of like building out the engine, assembling the team, getting shit done, there's a lot of just, I guess, programming, construction of pieces left. C Greasy tipped it out and said, have you thought about getting people from the Nightmare Cops team to work on Funkin? So, Spaz Kid from Nightmare Cops. Well, first of all, they've all helped. Tom checks over the updates every time there's going to be a launch on Newgrounds. Tom funded a little bit of FNF at the very start, and I work at the Newgrounds office, so he helps me all the time. Tom bought me the Cintiq that I draw everything on. Spaz Kid helped chart most of like the Nightmare and Erect songs. In the end, it was like other people who took them over, but Corey would get the chart started, and Corey organized and checked every single chart. So Corey was kind of on like management and charting duty. Corey even in the past helped me design the poses during week 4, because like me and him just like we're bros. Jeff, I mean, of course, you know, he did all the week 7 stuff. He helped animate the sprites with Mowling for week 6, and Jeff designed the logo for the game. And Jeff's also coming back to do more stuff. Maybe shouldn't have said that, but Jeff, well, yeah, the people from the office help.
Sorry this video came out really late. I kind of got busy with IRL stuff and, you know, working on small projects like a song I just released. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if I missed any details or got anything wrong, please let me know down in the comments. I always read them. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot. We're almost at 20k, which is crazy. And if you wouldn't mind, go follow my Twitter, where I'm about to hit 10K on there as well. I'm hitting huge milestones thanks to you guys, and I've never been more appreciative. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great day.